Hello, my name is Sandra Gomez, and this is my final presentation overview. My lesson is going to be designed on the present participle and the ending ing. This lesson is going to be designed for young language learners ages 6 to 8, and like I said, is going to be focused on the present participle. So for the warm-up, we're going to play Simon Says, where the instructor is going to be giving the commands. This game is going to be followed by the children by the actions the instructor is giving them, but we're going to pose a lot of attention into the verbs and the actions that we're going to be doing. The teacher is going to be acting them out and supporting the children in doing so. Then for the introduction, we're going to focus on the verbs that we were using in each command for Simon Says. These actions are verbs which are going to be the base. These verbs are in present simple, and then we're going to contrast and explain to the class the differences, similarities and differences, and what are the variations from the present simple, which were the commands that Simon was giving, and then the present participle. Here we're going to be focusing on the ending ing of the verbs and focusing on writing. We're going to be assessing how to switch the base of the verb into the ing to make it present participle. So we have rule number 1, which is just adding ing into the base form of the verb. Then rule 2, which is if the verb ends in letter E, we drop the E and we add ing. So in order to support the children and better understand rule number 2, we're going to focus on words that have letter E. In this case, we have a small handout which they can color. And this color code is going to be some support for rule number 2. We're going to focus on the elephant. So we're going to drop the elephant and then just add ing. For rule number 3, we have if the verb ends in a consonant, vowel, consonant. So we're going to have available and visible for the children a little handout or a little visual support on the board for them of the vowels and consonants. So we're going to go through a couple of words and we're going to assess if they have consonant, vowel, consonant. So we're going to go to the consonant section, then back to the vowel, and then again down there for the consonant. So after reviewing the 3 rules, we're going to practice together a list of words and then adding the ing. So we're going to be writing down if it was either rule 1, 2, or 3, and using the support resources that we have in rule number 2 and rule number 3. So for practice, after the presentation, we're going to have a handout in which they have sentences, and then parentheses, they have the verb that they're going to be using, the base verb. And they're going to turn that base verb into the present participle, ing. So again, they're going to have the 3 rules available for them to look at and to support them in working in this. So for this handout, they're going to be working in groups of 3, and each student is going to be assigned a number 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. They each are going to have an assigned sentence, but they're going to be working together. So number 1, who was assigned number 1, is the one who's going to read the sentence, and then they are going to work all together in writing the correct form for that verb assigned. After they're done, the teacher is going to support them in going through the handout, and the class as a whole is going to give the correct answers. In case any of the groups make any mistakes, they're going to have support from the whole class and assessing what was the mistake and how to do the correct writing for this handout. So after the practice, we're going to move on to the evaluation. They're going to be, the whole class is going to be divided in two groups. Group 1 is going to be sitting in an inner circle, and group 2 is going to be sitting in a outer circle. We're going to have this handout taped to each assigned seat, and the students are going to be rotating to the right after each turn. So they're going to have this handout, and we're going to go through it as a whole class, but each individual is going to be going through each of the items. So for the first turn, you're going to be assigned a seat, and we're going to go. We're going to have to choose the correct spelling for the ing ending and the base of the verb. So we have running with double N, and then running with just one N plus ing. So they're going to be assigned a seat. They're going to work on the first item, circle which one they think is the correct one, and then the first turn is done. They're going to move to the seat to the right, and then we're going to go on planes number 2, jogging. They're going to choose the correct answer according to them, and they're going to go like that until they're done with the handout. After that, the teacher is going to go through each item, taking turns to correct them. So the students are going to keep rotating, and if there was an error, they're going to take a crayon and they're going to highlight where the error was. And then at the end for application, they're going to have this image, and they're going to ask to write 5 sentences where they have a verb base. They're going to describe what one of the many elephants in that picture are doing. So maybe they're going to say the elephant on the far top left is sleeping. So they're going to write the elephant is sleeping as a practice and application of the present participle and the ing ending. And that activity they're going to turn into the teacher. And that's it. Thank you.